Man, it's always something. Live streaming is so many things you got to pay attention to. Thank you, everybody. Life Changer was saying, "Are you okay, brother? What happened?" There was a comment above. It looks like the person deleted it, and they were asking a question. And I said, "I'm on the sideline. I'm not doing anything until at least October." I did make a move though. I sold some of my free Hedron and I bought Maxi. So I am making moves, but it's with free money. Thank you, Hedron. It's a wonderful feeling to be able to mint some Hedron, sell it, and buy some Maxi. Oh, look, we got this way. We got a lightning storm behind us. This is Panama. That's what happens. Hopefully, it'll get a little bit closer, so it'll be really dramatic. Bugs, what's up? We'll go through these again. What up, Randy? Crypto Goat. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, I fixed it. Muted sound. you guys are on top of it, man. Optimus Magnum. Yeah, it looks Optimus Kevtron. Yeah, it looks a bit stormy, and it sure is. Hi, Randy. Excited for tonight's talk. Thank you for your commitment to Yep. Yes, sir. I am here. Good evening. Hey, it's Marion. Marion made it on time. Okay, Fagor. Hey, Randy and all. Thanks for watching my video earlier. I had a pretty cool. I went on a trip to Veracruz today. My wife's still a little bit under the weather, so she wanted to go breathe the saltwater air, and so I've got our dash cam, and it's a pretty nice one. I got it on Amazon. It's called the Red Tiger, so it's definitely a Chinese brand, but it's 1080p and does up to 4K, and it just does such a great job. So I just take the dash cam card out, put it in my computer, do a little bit of editing, and make the videos for you guys. So if you like it, let me know. It's a lot of fun. Hey, Trenton, how you doing, brother? Buddy from California. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. Him and I, we used to have a lot of conversations on Facebook, but since I'm perma-banned from Facebook, now we get to meet each other here. Morehex says, better play getting Icosa or Hedron. Ooh, I think Icosa is more attached to the hex price, and you're going to earn Hedron with Icosa. So that's probably what I would do. I like getting my free Hedron. Everyone gets free Hedron. You don't get free Icosa really unless you stake Hedron. But my play would be Icosa, and that's what I've done. Marion, yeah, exactly. I pay attention. Pay attention to who's on time for class. Make taxation theft again. Yes. They're stealing from us. What do we do without our roads? Prior to 1913, the U.S. had no tax, and there were plenty of roads. 508K charity donation, get away from tax. No, Randy doesn't talk about taxes too much, and I prefer not to on YouTube, so we're going to stay away from that. It's a great video. I thought it was just your phone. No, that's a dash cam. Still want to mix that music. If you have a CD, we'll PayPal you for. Actually, just take it off the video if you want. I mean, I get it from Epidemic Sound, so I pay like $10 a month with Epidemic Sound, so that way I don't get any copyright violations on YouTube. So it's a pretty cool little feature that they have, and works good. Chris, yo, what's up? All right, so tonight I'm going to be doing a lot of charts. I think it's just an interesting time to talk about what's going on in the world markets, and we're also going to do crypto, just because, man, I know we're in a bear market, but for those of us in the Hex community and Pulse chain, it sure doesn't feel like it. Like I said, I just minted a bunch of Hedron today, sold the Hedron, bought Maxi, which is a derivative of Hex. Right now, each Maxi is worth 2.3 Hex. So that's an all-time high for Maxi. And I think with the launch of the perpetuals starting Monday, it's just going to continue to scale up to the right. I don't know where we're going to end, but it'd be really cool if we got up to 3 hex per 1 maxi. So that'd be cool. If you don't know about Maximus, check those guys out. Maximus DAO. They're making some pretty cool products that are going to soak up the hex, take hex off the market. And we already have Hedron, we already have Icosa. If you're not paying attention to these things, you're really missing out. So I made a mistake before we went on our trip. I sold all my maxi at a 1.35 or so. Each maxi was worth 1.35 hex. Yes, the price is much higher back then. It was close. I think the maxis were close to 25 cents or 20 cents, something like that. So I sold them all because I was going on my trip. And then I watched it creep up to 2. It was sitting at 2 for a while. That was pretty wild. And I was having some FOMO, but I couldn't do anything about it because my keys were back home. So we were on a 3-month trip, but I had no access to any crypto whatsoever. It was a smart decision, but it was also the FOMO gets to you. You're sitting there at night and you're like, oh, dang, I want to take advantage. I want to do this. Like the weight token, I really wanted to claim my weight and I couldn't, so I had to wait. And it actually worked out. I got a lot more because I had to wait. Pulse chain hex game. Yo, hey brother. My bestie is going to rent our mutual friend's condo in Panama. We'll let you know when. Awesome. Come on down. Damn, that lightning was sick behind you. Yeah, that's Panama, man. That's the ocean back there, right? It's the Pacific Ocean. So what you're seeing is a storm over the ocean. Process, let me know the artist. I'd rather have CD as I like to listen and drive. I am old. I do not use MP3 yet. Oh, no problem. I will get that for you. Completion fails. What's up, Randy? What's up? Okay, better message me on TikTok if you can. We are both friends on there. All right. Just if you want to, you can send me a message. I'm probably not gonna remember for TikTok. It's like when I go into TikTok, it's like going into an alternate reality. You see the most amazing stuff there. If you guys don't use TikTok, people think it's just stupid stuff, right? But whatever you watch, you can start by doing some searches. Do a couple searches of topics that you care about. And when you do that, your algorithm is going to show you videos that pertain to those subjects. And it gets really deep. Sometimes I purposely have to stop and go to the search function and start searching for other subjects because it really goes down the rabbit hole. TikTok's nuts, but you'll learn some stuff. Looks like you removed a shelf behind you. The neon icons are lower than usual. No, I have a desk that goes up and down. I remember I was not feeling too well earlier in the week, so I was sitting. I feel fine now. I have the desk at its max height. That's why it's like that. Cool, I understand. Yeah, I don't know who's who over on TikTok, but just let me know. You can send me a message over there, and I'll make sure that I'll check tonight and make sure I follow you back if I'm not already following you. All right, add to stream. This is the S&P 500 going back 90 years. Life changer. The lightning gods are pleased with you, my son. Yes. Thor is behind us tonight. All right. So this shows you when we're just only going to do these ones because this is the ones I remember. The stuff that happened back here, I don't recall, but these 3 Shmitas here, I was a part of. The gray is when the U.S. had recessions. This is only a chart for the U.S. guys. I'm sorry, but it illustrates well what the Shmitas did. So here is the one Shmita. Let's go a little bit earlier. It'd be September right here. That was a peak at the moment, and then boom, kept going down, kept going down, kept going down, kept going down. And all the bottom for that one was September 2002. So it took 1 year from top to bottom. Shmita down. All right. And that was the end of it. Here, same thing. Peak was November 2007. And then we had the Shmita, which was, I think it was, let me find September 2007 into 2008, which was the end. Jeez, it's so hard. This chart's very hard to use. Sorry. Try and do this with a mouse. Yeah, but that's what it was. And so you can see the year, the cycles of the year, and then it recovers. Things recover nicely. Well, we've already rolled over. We already started this just like here and just like here. We've already started the rollover. How much further are we going to go down? If it's similar to these, I mean, we're looking at a S&P 4670, maybe 4700. So pretty interesting thing to look at. You can go back to the whole history of the Shmita and look what's happened, and it's been pretty nuts. It kind of follows the cycle really well. Paul says, "Hey, yo, good evening, fam. Nice thunderstorm for back effects." Yeah. Yeah, I actually made a TikTok last year up on the roof when there was a huge storm behind me. And it was at this time of the year, it was when pulse chain was, the sac phase was going on. And people were asking me, Randy, are you going to sacrifice a lot for pulse chain? And I said, no, Hex is my baby. And right when I said Hex is my baby, a lightning strike went across the sky. It was a really cool TikTok. Yeah, my buddy is like, yeah, Randy, don't sell your Hex. I still believe I made the right choice, but part of me the FOMO there is there. I wish I would have put in more Hex for pulse chain, but it's okay. It all worked out. It worked out great. So I fell down a rabbit hole and now my head's stuck. Exactly. We get polluted. Our minds get polluted over on TikTok. All right. So do you think we are halfway through the drop, or do we have another year of bearish time? Life changer, the problem is this year is different, right? This is also a Jubilee year. Starting on the 27th of September begins the Jubilee year. So we have, in my opinion, it's like having two Shmitas back to back. And because they do the same thing. It's the same idea. It's debt forgiveness, letting the crops, don't plant anything for a year. So Shmita does that, and now the Jubilee year is the same. So now you have 2 years that we have to recover from. I have a feeling that this recession will be a little bit deeper than people thought it's going to be. And also they're going to make some big changes this year. And then the one big change that we know is coming in 2023 is going to be the CBDCs. They're going to be launching them all over the world. Just like the Bretton Woods Agreement. Like I said, I keep saying it over and over again, but if some of you aren't watching every night, you're not hearing these things. So when they took the US off the gold standard, they announced it in 1971. By 1973, it was complete. That was 50 years ago. That happened during the Jubilee, the Shmita and the Jubilee that happened in those years. 73 was the Jubilee year. So this time, instead of, they don't have gold to get rid of, now they're changing from a fiat system to a crypto or cryptocurrency style system called a CBDC, or central bank digital currency, which is programmable money. So that's what I think the whole Jubilee year is going to usher in this time around. That's my personal opinion. And I think that's why, if you missed last night's, I think that's why the Vatican has decided to pull all of their resources back to the Vatican before Shmita this year, before Shmita ends. Yeah, Trenton, yuck. I love Big Peck streams, but today he is calling BS in the Shmita. Wish he would look at the history of them and realize the correlation. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't believe it. Remember what I said about the Shmita. Trent said, yuck, exactly. Remember what I said about the Shmita. The current mindset that we live in has been something we've been doing for about 100 years with the financial system. Fiat, 100% fiat, has only been around for 50 years. Shmita in the Jewish religion has been around 10,000 years, 12,000 years. I don't know how many thousands of years it's been. And they've been operating according to the Torah since then. And one of the laws is the Shmita. So to say that doesn't exist, to me, is people aren't putting any intellectual property into it. Something's been around a lot longer than the current system that we have. And the people that control this world's financial system, who happen to be mostly Jewish, they believe this. This is part of their everyday life. All right. Just like the Sabbath to them, on Saturday is their Sabbath. Just like we have Rosh Hashanah coming up in a couple weeks, and then Shmita ends and the last day of Rosh Hashanah, and then the Jubilee year begins. So, it's no different than Christians who believe, Jesus was born on Christmas, even though we know that's a secular holiday, or Easter, Ishtar. These holidays go back long before our religion existed, right? This goes back to the Babylonians and maybe even Sumerians and people before that. So when folks say they think it's BS, they just need to do a little research. I used to think stuff like that was BS too. But luckily, I was raised in the evangelical church where I had to read the Bible every day. And I loved history. I loved reading history books. Like when I was a kid, my favorite subject were the Greek gods. I loved the Greek gods. I would sit there and read stories upon stories. And looking back at that, it was me thinking there was more to religion than what I had been learning in church, right? I believe that there was other cultures that had other pieces of the puzzle. And who knows what the Greek and the Roman gods, how real they were. We don't know. I don't want to go too far down my own rabbit hole, but I believe there's a lot more information out there than we've been given. Paul says, I don't think he's calling Shmita bullshit. He's saying some are using it, for example, for political reasons, for votes, et cetera, for monetary reasons. Oh, maybe he's talking about like the debt forgiveness, maybe for the student loans. I've noticed a lot of the liberal crowd are talking about the Shmita as part of the debt forgiveness, which is no problem. I don't have problems with forgiving people's debts. I really don't. Just it's got to be everybody. It can't be just one segment of society. I prefer the what's the movie in the end where they blew up the whole financial system? The one where they're always fighting, Fight Club. I prefer that style. YouTube, please don't ban me for that. Hexbug, hey Randy, thanks for the content. Are you part of the Jewish faith? No, I'm not. I grew up evangelical. I was born into Catholic, became evangelical. And I was going to be a preacher. Hello, Randy. Great to finally catch you live. Hey, John. Yeah, I was, when I left the Navy, my whole intention was to go to Bible college to be a preacher or evangelist, or whatever. But it just didn't work out for me. When I got there, I saw how things were, and I said, you know what? This isn't for me. So I chose to be a heathen instead. I just worked as a nurse or in sales and did some sales jobs. And fluttered around for 10 years before I decided to move to Panama, where I found my legs and got things going and found a path for myself. Trent knows my story pretty well. It was very difficult for me when I got out of the Navy. I didn't know what side was up or down. Life was very difficult. And it took me 10 years to figure out who I was and the path to choose. I knew it wasn't nursing. I know it wasn't going back to university. I tried for a year and didn't like it. I knew it wasn't just working a 9-to-5 job. You know what happened to me? I read a book. You guys might know it. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That ruined me. 1998, I read that book when it came out. I got out in 99 from the Navy, but I read that book, and all I could do was think about being an entrepreneur, being a businessman, being in the investor quadrant. That's all I ever wanted to do once I read that book, and I made it. Just took some time. I had to make some difficult choices. I think for me it was taking myself out of my comfortable element and dropping myself here in Panama, where I had to make a whole new network. I had to learn a new language. I'm not perfect. My Spanish really stinks, but better than 99% of the world, all right, that don't speak Spanish. And I think that was the catalyst that made me excel, because I had to find a way to survive, and I had to find a path to pay my bills, and I did. Social media was it for me. I found how to social media management, writing. I'm a really good writer, so I was writing. Those of you guys who know me from back in the day with crypto, I was a pretty prolific writer for crypto companies and things like that. All right, so Marion says, same Randy, I used to like the Greek Roman mysticism. Mysticism? I don't know. I don't, doesn't mean I believe it. Sometimes knowing things could correlate in other things, such as traditions, beliefs, and practices. Of course. It's ingrained in society. It's ingrained in culture. Whether people believe it or not, it's there. I watched a Shmita and they were saying Biden causing chaos. Now, I'm not saying they wrong, but who caused more chaos than anyone? I won't mention his name, but just saying, and I'm not a Dem, yeah, neither. I'm not either. There's chaos all over the world, man. Everywhere you go. When we were in Italy recently, and we were in Rome, and we were right by the Trevi Fountain. That's where our hotel was. And we got up our first morning, and we're walking. We're going to walk to the Spanish Steps. And all I heard, I'm a military guy, so I'm hearing what sounds like grenades going off. And I said to Anna, I said, what the hell is that? What's going on? She goes, I don't know. So we kept walking past the Trevi down to where the sounds are coming from, and it was tear gas. The taxi drivers were protesting a lenient law to allow Uber into Italy, and the taxi drivers were going nuts. And we had to go around and make a wide path around it. The police had it all cordoned off so tourists couldn't go anywhere near it. But man, chaos is everywhere. They're just not reporting it. And right before we left Italy, we were actually in Padua by this time, up by Venice, and there was the farmers started to protest, just like they were in the Netherlands, and how now they're doing in Germany and other places. Yep, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That book, it took my head, took my brain, put it in a blender, and it said, "Nah, the system does not work for you. You're gonna have to find another way." Kiyosaki nailed it. Yes, he did. And I read all the other books that up until about 2006. I read all the books in the series that they had. Can't wait for prices to go to hell. Backing up the Brinks truck. RJ Quattro Cinco. Yeah, man. That's how I feel. I feel the same way. It's like that's why I'm in cash. I really think that we're going to have a end of September surprise, and it's going to be an opportunity to get some gains. Do you remember what happened in March 2020 when the whole world locked down? And remember what Bitcoin dropped, I think, down to 3,500 or something. What a nasty couple days that was. But if you were able to back up the truck on that day, you built some amazing wealth, because Bitcoin went on to go 69,000. Hex went on to 52 cents or 56 cents from at the time, I think we were a quarter of a penny, something like that. Black Label Expat, what's up, brother? Even if you think it's all BS, you don't need to be religious to see the self-fulfilling prophecy aspect. Yeah. Humans were cyclical. There's a great book about cycles called The Fourth Turning. I highly recommend it. It's a little bit of a deep read, so I don't know what your reading levels are, because whoever wrote it was way above my intellect. But it talks about the 4 cycles. Wow. Yeah. What generation you're born in, how it affects it. We had the baby boomers who were a really special generation their parents were a special generation because, they say that strong men make good times, and good times make weak men, and then weak men make hard times, and hard times breed strong men, and strong men, bring back good times. That type of thing. That whole cycle. That book's all about that. Amazing book. Trent, it's been awesome to watch you grow over 10 years. Thank you, buddy. History of my favorite subject, especially Greek, Roman, Egyptian, Chinese. Dude, love it, man. It gives me chills. History repeats. All we have to do is watch what's happened, right? Crypto Cash, Rich Dad Poor Dad was definitely the eye opener for those seeking more than the rat race. Sure was. Look, man, isn't it amazing how many people in our community have like similar backgrounds and we have similar interests? It's not just crypto, because you can go to other groups in the crypto space and they won't have these ideals. Like you go to the XRP people, I got nothing in common with them, the majority of XRP people. But in the Pulse Chain community, in the Hex community, I got tons in common with you guys. It's like family. When I had lunch with Black Label Expat, it was a great time. He was here in Panama about a year ago, I think, when we first got back from Mexico. I think so. Well, you're right. Branding, because you speak your mind. I or anyone that can't ask for more than that would agree. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, Big Pep's great. He's one of my favorites. He's all about the boobs, man. He loves boobs. Real, fake, he doesn't care. He's a boob man. I had on Randy last stream about, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Had drawn, not heard of Shmita. Oh, okay. That's why. I get it. Jay's got the 100 going on. Strauss, How Generational Theory. Okay. Is that a book? I have to check it out. All right, so man, we're already halfway into tonight's episode. Let me go into the charts, because I know everyone's fiending to look at charts. Make sure it's showing. Yes. All right. So Bitcoin, oh Bitcoin, how art thou? All right. This is the weekly chart for Bitcoin. I added these down here just to have some more to talk about, because they're both interesting. The weekly still says we're a buy at Bitcoin, but man, we're looking weak. Bitcoin's bottom could drop out on Monday if man, it's not doing anything. It's just treading water, and that's so dangerous in my opinion. This is the new indicator. Remember I showed you? If you go under indicators on GetOrX, you go to the beta, the AI. It says this indicator is based on the original Aurochs indicator, but has been optimized using machine learning. It's better on the short term, this one. This is an Aurochs indicator is under Aurochs. Go here. It's our in-house indicator, which predicts the entry points at 70% plus accuracy. Activate it and follow the simple long and short arrows to realize profits today. And the Aurochs indicator is really good on the monthly or weeklies. All right. And then at the bottom, I've added the demand index. The demand index is one of the most powerful indicators in a trader's tool set. And unfortunately, most charting platforms do not support it or have incorrect algorithms. Cough, cough. Trading view. In general, the cross above or below the zero line can signal a change in trend. Therefore, if we see the DI line, demand index line, crossing the O line or zero line up or down, it can signify a shift in the market. All right. So this is the AI. We got Aurochs indicator up here. We got the AI here. We have demand index down here. So this is the weekly on Bitcoin. AI, we're still looking bullish. We still have the Aurochs indicator, which is green. So that's bullish. But DI is still below the zero line. So we have not realized a change in the trend yet. Somebody's revving their motorcycle out there. All right, so let's look at the monthly and see what it says. Jeez. All right, so the DI is still, this is the monthly. The DI is still below zero. And look, this is way down for the AI one. Demand index is down, and so is the AI, and we're still a sell on the monthly. Now let's look at the since this new indicator, the AI one, is meant for short time frames. This one is still, it's not in green yet. It's still right dead center. It's right at 0. So it can't make up its mind. In my opinion, that's bearish when it can't make up its mind. Even though on the 4-hour we do have a buy signal with the Aurochs indicator, and it's confirmed. On the shorter time frames, I tell people that you have to have one more candle to confirm it. If you just trade on this when it shows up, and you disappear for 15 minutes, come back, and it might disappear on you. So you have to wait for it to confirm. On the monthly, you're fine. All right. See what you guys see what we're talking about here. If you guys got any questions. Yeah. The fourth turning, what's the cycle of history tells us about America's next rendezvous with destiny? Yes. Housing market is getting wrecked. Russia cut off the gas. EU is fucked. Stocks about to make new lows. Yeah. And I think that Bitcoin can be pulled down with it. And with Bitcoin is the crypto market. They're all connected. This boring sideways action reminds me of pre-capitulation 2018. Yep. And then we just sat and traded sideways for, man. After the capitulation, we traded sideways again for a while. K-Becker says, wish you'd come to Vegas. Love to buy you and your wife a dinner. If you change your mind, be at the Venetian, staying away for the PulseCon convention. I'm pro Hexman shows only. Okay. Yeah, I wish we could go, but like I said, they won't allow my son in the U.S., so we're very particular. I'm not leaving my kid with anybody. It's just the world's gone to shit, and people are really weird. The easiest indicators that the SPY and QQQ are rallying, then Hex going up. What are those two? I don't know those Hex famous. Sorry. Do you think Hex has a big fall coming? It has to be. For me, it's going to be November going into December. If Richard launches Pulse Chain, all bets are off, okay? Anything I say is bullshit if Richard launches Pulse Chain. Because if that happens, then I'm going to be a happy camper, and I think all you guys will be too. If they're going down, then they get getting your, yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go back to the charts. Go on to the next one. ETH, this is the monthly, still a sell. And look at the AI, abysmal. But the demand index crossed over. So it was under for a short while in the beginning of the bear market, but because of the ETH merge, ETH started to get its legs again. But you see what the AI is telling us. Let's go on the weekly. AI is over. It's actually green on the weekly, so that's cool. Like I said, the AI gets better at the shorter the time frame down to, I think it's like 15 minutes. But this one over here is good for long term, and so is the Aurochs indicator. And the Aurochs indicator is still green for ETH, and it looks like we're about to cross over on the demand index. That'd be really bullish if we can get that going. And let's check the 4-hour. Yeah, sitting right there in the center. Man, crypto is kind of boring sometimes because the charts, because they, oh, sorry, guys. I'm looking at, am I on? Yeah, I'm on ETH. Okay, sorry. I had it right. So everything follows Bitcoin. Hex, not so much, but everything else seems to. And sometimes it can get really boring, especially during a bear market. Now, let's go into Hex really quick because this bad boy is, it's amazing. I'm so glad I got into Hex. All right. So this is on the weekly. We got the buy. The AI is saying it's a buy, but demand index is still low. We've got a long ways to go to get back to where there's enough demand and all that. Even the volume is kind of low right now. But remember Maxi this week? People are going to be locking up that Hex. They're going to be sacrificing that Hex. Actually, it's not a sacrifice. It's more like a swap. So that starts tomorrow or Monday, and that should be really bullish for Hex for the next 15 days. Actually, I think it ends on the day before Shmita ends or something. So that's going to help us out. Before we get to Hedron, let's go back and see what you guys say, because everyone wants to talk about Hedron right now. Hex Famous says, The SPY is the S&P 500 ETF, and the QQQ is the NASDAQ. Okay. All right, makes sense. Isn't that the truth? I feel like a helicopter parent because I don't even drop my kids off at the mall. Yeah. And it's not because I don't want to. I mean, we do it, but we give him tons of space. Our son's 4.5, going on 5. He's awesome, man. He's a socialite. He's sometimes a leader, sometimes the follower, but he gets right into things, man. Has a blast, even though his Spanish is terrible. It's our fault because we only speak English in the house, and he doesn't get a chance to use Spanish too much. Would you rather Hex be at 1 USD right now or Pulse launched? Give me Pulse, man. Hex will get there eventually. I want Pulse. Actually, I can't. Hex Famous, I can't. Not on Aurochs, because Aurochs is crypto only. I don't even know how to use that stuff, man. I've never owned a stock in my life. That's how bad I am. What do you think is a good sized bag of Hedron to have? Okay, so let's go back. Let's go into Hedron real quick, because everybody wants to know what's going on with Hedron. Hedron is up 13.41% today. Look at this chart. Are we in a bear market? It sure doesn't feel like it as a Hexagon. All right, so this is on the weekly, still green. Volume is slowing down a bit. Yesterday I was warning everyone to start taking profits because I think it will have, probably come back down a bit and then we'll start rocketing again. But don't listen to me. It's just what I've done. I took a bunch of Hedron profits over the last couple days and I turned it into Maxi. And now Maxi's pushing up. So because Maxi is going to be part of the perpetuals that they're raising starting Monday. So people can also send in their Maxi for one of the perpetuals along with Hex. So I think that Maxi is going to pump. I really do. I don't know how much. It might be 3 to 1, three Hex to every 1 Maxi by the time it's done. That'd be really cool. All right. So on the weekly, the AI is way it's almost at 1. I think that's as bullish that's as bullish as the AI can get. And then the demand index is way over the 0 line. This is just bonkers. All right. So let's go to the 4-hour. Look at that. Climb. Wow, did it really pump to 5075? I did not see that. I know it went to about 6.2 because I was watching Hex Token stream. If you're not watching Hex Token, he twice a day he does Hex, Hedron, Pulse Chain News, and he really digs down deep. All right, so we're actually below the green right now on the AI, but we're still well above the 0 for the demand index. So look at this. Wow. This is almost like 24 hours. Let's see. All right, so that's the charts. I'm watching Hedron and I'm just like, this is phenomenal. I'm so glad that so many people, there's a lot of people that are in Hex now that they don't have the large Hex bags, but they were able to get into Hedron. And now they feel what it feels like what we had in Hex to have that first really big pump, or that they've had 2 big pumps in Hedron now, but they had an opportunity when I was telling everybody, look, man, this is the time to buy Hedron. And I'm getting all these private messages. I got buddies who are saying, oh my God, Randy, I've never made this kind of money this quick before. Like, take some profits, take your initial money out and play with house money going forward, or stake your Hedron and earn ICOSA so that you can stake your ICOSA to earn more Hedron and some more ICOSA. Base Clip says, what do you think is a good size bag of Hedron to have for those that are new? Well, I had 10 billion at one time. And that was when it launched. and it did a little pump, and it just dropped really hard. And I said, oh, this is a good opportunity. So I bought the 10 billion, and then I wrote it up. I went about 50% of the way up of that first initial huge pump where the original all-time high is, and I sold it all. And I put it into Hex, and I staked it out. Then I was telling everyone, look, man, it's overheated, because everyone was like, buy Hedron, buy Hedron, buy Hedron. And if you go back into my Twitter, I was pissing a lot of people off. I was like, look, guys, this does not look good. It's too overheated. I remember Brennan was attacking me and calling me names and stuff on Twitter. And I said, look, it's got to cool off. And it did. And it came all the way back down and had its all-time low. And some of you guys got into it. I didn't have my keys with me when it hit the all-time low, but I did buy before I left. So did really well. Thank you. Thank you, Hedron. This is the only thing in the bull market or the bear market that's done really well for me. So 10 billion would be a great size bag, but 10 billion, I mean. So that'd be like 60 grand now. And you could have got that for about $2,000 just a couple months ago. I bought the low and knew this run was going to happen, but sold at 6 zeros. Oh man, that's famous. Pain. Yeah, it's hard to hold. That's why hex staking is so amazing. Hex staking will save you every time. And that's why I'm not a big fan, for me, of the Hedron HSI stakes, because I know that I could sell them. I know I could turn them into ICOSA. I know that I could NFT them and sell them on OpenSea. I'd rather have my traditional GoHex.com stakes that I can't touch. Okay, Fair says, from what I understand, and I am new to Shmita, so I may be wrong, but if it is a Jubilee, yeah, it starts in a couple weeks, wouldn't that be a positive celebration rather than a negative one? I'm thinking one will bull and one will fail. Listen, it's not that they're negative. They're never positive or negative. That's the thing. It is about stepping back and releasing. And when they say release, it's like forgive debts, don't farm, recover, feel better. Those are the subjects of the Shmita. It's not about hurting people. It's not about harming people and destroying the financial markets. It's about taking a rest. And that's what's so cool about Shmita. I love it. I love the idea of it. It's just that people pull their money out of the markets. Hopefully hell will bull. Okay. What is hell? Hex. Okay. I was like, what's hell? See, I got you thinking about religious stuff. My typing's like, sorry, people, I had a stroke in October. No problem. At least you're able to. My father-in-law, he can't, man. We just got him his walking thing today because he had a stroke. So a little over 2 months ago now, and he just got out of the hospital. Still got a feeding tube, and I don't know, man. It's not looking good. As a nurse, I'm just baffled that they even sent him home. He wasn't ready. It's really sad. Some strokes are worse than others, right? I decided to dump the trading cash into PP versus Hedron when I got back to 2. Oh man. Hey, for those of you guys who don't know, he's talking about PP token. It's Poor Pleb. It's going to be on Pulse Chain when it launches, and there was a sack phase, and yeah, I put like $350 into Poor Pleb. I gotta support all the cool projects. Oh, here's Gandalf. My brother told me about Hex when it was 0.08 last year, and I bought it and watched it go to all-time high. Yep. Welcome, Gandalf. And now you have an opportunity to keep getting your bags bigger for half the price. Thanks for explaining. Roll the dice. Yeah. Yep. Poor Pleb. It makes me laugh. The memes are just phenomenal. Yeah, I think it's a true meme coin, and I don't know what kind of features it's going to have, if there are going to be any features. It could be just like a Dogecoin. It doesn't really do anything. It'd still be funny. So I own some. It'll probably do a 10x or a 20x, just like my Pulse Doge Win did, and our PLSD did. For those of you guys who sold your PLSD later, I got rid of mine on day one. I was so upset with the way that they stole the thunder from Pulse Doge Win. Really bummed me out. So I said, I'm selling. Burning up PP should be lit. Because we're all little kids in our minds, really. So when we say PP, it just sounds funny. Exima says, kind of thinking Hedron going to tank after the 90-day liquidation starts. Yeah. Because buy the rumor, sell the news. That's just how it rolls. RH going back to back every day. RH going, what does that mean, Hex Hodler? I mean, he's just performing, just working hard for us, that kind of thing. It's true. And then we have all the streamers, and I appreciate all the streamers out there who continue to spread the word of Hex every day. We got new ones coming on. We got folks who are making edited videos. It's just great. We got people on TikTok. We got people posting stuff on LinkedIn. We got people on Twitter going nonstop. Absolutely love it. You know, I've never been part of a community that was so vigilant and just going out there and doing stuff. When I was in Steam was similar, but just much smaller. And the fact that we have so many women in our community is really cool. It reminds me of Steam. That's why one of the reasons my wife loves Hex, because it reminds her of our days with Steam when there was so many women involved. Don't have that most scripted projects. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. It's not easy, especially when you're sick. It was hard there at the beginning. Wreck-It Man, PP smashed the leg. And the other day when that picture of Vitalik came out, I was hoping that poor pleb would make a meme for that. Oh, man. Yes, Dokes, I was very lucky. I still suffer confusion, but I'm hanging in there. He's talking about his stroke. Unfortunately, led to my heart attack in May and triple bypass operation, but I'm hanging in there, brother. Yeah, my grandpa had a triple bypass back in the day, and he went on to live another 30-something years. So he died at like 85, I think. So gave up cigarettes, gave up alcohol, and went on to live a good end of his life. Paul Sex, don't rug my pee-pee, bro. See what I'm saying? It's so genius, the name. Hexy Bastard. What a smart coin this was. I know you're sleeping, but I hope he sees this. Slow tug pull by PP sack only. Clout to show age. Yeah. Recently watched The Anarchist on HBO. I could see why you left. Yeah. Dollar Vigilante. Burwick can definitely be he's a pain in the butt, man. Yeah. I've known Jeff for a long time. We were friends, and then something happened in his head, and he just didn't want friends anymore, and he just treated me like an employee. He was talking down to us, talking down to my wife, and I'm like, I'm not putting up with this crap. And then it was easy because they were talking shit about Hex, and so I said, you know what, I'm out. Rage quit. I burnt the bridge bad. I wish I would have screenshot everything that was said in the Telegram, because I was off the chain. I was at the beach house that night. It was about 11 p.m. at night. I saw the tweet and I was like, you dumb. And it wasn't towards Jeff, because it wasn't Jeff that did it. It was the Crypto Vigilante guys. But Jeff didn't. He had recently apologized to me about what happened with Hex. And I wish he would purchase Hex and all that kind of stuff. But the Crypto Vigilante team, they were unapologetic. They just kept attacking, and not respecting the team. The Dollar Vigilante team itself, many of us owned Hex. So whenever they would talk crap about the token that we all held, we're like, what the hell, guys? Get off it, man. Go pick another coin to target. We're up like 1,000x, and it's the wrong one to pick. This one's doing great. There's plenty of other crap out there. It's getting rugged every day. And yet you guys are talking about one that's outperforming. Yeah, him and extra. Yeah, I'm thinking that after this, I'll just go probably just do Saturday nights. I'll be like the nighttime version of Big Pep. He goes during the morning. I'll be at night. Eth got me started, and Hex keeps me going. Yes, sir. I'm very similar. For me, it was Bitcoin, but Eth same. Big brain here. If you minted Maxi at 1-to-1, you should sell it right now for 2x the Hex, then put that into a 10-year perpetual, then sell that when it's a 1x premium. Easy money. That is big brain. Oh man, you guys, this is why crypto is so fun, because you're learning new stuff every day, and you have to find the edge on something. And Hex Famous found an edge. There's other edges too out there. Sorry, I'm not giving up Irish whiskey. Yeah, you got to find something. Do you have a clip that shows how much the YouTube influencers get paid? I think it was you that shared it. I don't remember sharing that, but I've seen some. Maybe I did. Maybe I shared it on Twitter or something, because I have looked it up, and it's not that much money, guys. The only really way for a small YouTube channel to make money is via the super chats for live streamers. That's the way you can make money. You're not going to make a lot of money from ads. You really have to have millions of views to make some decent money. Seriously though, I am cutting back on so many other things. I wish the world would give up pork and sugar. Sugar is the easy one for me. I gave that up a long time ago. But once in a while, when I was in Italy, we were there for almost 2 months, and the Italian food, it's so carb. It's all carbs. And morning for breakfast is granitas, which is kind of like a slushy, like a pistachio slushy or a chocolate slushy, along with some bread and or some other sweets. So everything was so sweet. Cookies for breakfast along with their coffee. And then you have lunch, which they have pasta or pizza, or it's all carbs. And it was so rough. So I gained like 15 pounds in the 2 months that we were in Italy, especially Sicily. Sicily's out of control. The food is just, it'll kick your butt, man. It's so good. Oh my God. Northern Italy, I wasn't too impressed. But Sicily, it's the real deal, guys. Each one, Putin, welcome, buddy. Have you looked into St. Kitts and Nevis citizenship? Yes, I have. I am getting my Panama citizenship now. After that, I would like my wife to have a dual citizenship and my son too. So we're looking at St. Kitts and Nevis. It's about 150 grand, I think, for the whole family. So I'll have 3 passports. That's my goal. But we need a nice bull market to do that. I'm not doing it unless we go into one, because my Panama passport only cost me a couple $1,000s via my lawyer, because she's got to do the paperwork for me. But St. Kitts and Nevis, they want a chunk of change. Sacrifice a goat to the pulse gods and let's light this moonshot. Please, 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 Richard. Pull the trigger right after Shmita. Just let it go, buddy. You can do it. Social Blade shows it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Social Blade gives you how much money you make on YouTube. I was sad to see that go down. Ed sent me a book a while back and love all the folks you introduced me to. Cool trend. Yeah. Ed Bugos is Jeff Berwick's partner. I know we're probably talking about people you guys have no idea who we're talking about, but there's a few of you in here that do. I worked for Dollar Vigilante from more simple again. From I think it was December 2015 up until last September. Randy, for those of us not around on day one, what should we look out for and look forward to when Pulse Chain launches? If you didn't get a chance to sacrifice, take your time, DCA in, and start filling your bag. Do not go in on day one and try to buy a bunch of Pulse Chain. You're going to get wrecked. It's going to be wild. Day 2 will be less wild. Day 3 will be even less wild. So take your time and accumulate some Pulse Chain. Or have other ERC20 tokens that you can sell, maybe ones that aren't well known, lesser known ERC20s that you can go to Pulse Chain and you could sell for Pulse, because everyone is going to have a pool, a liquidity provided for it. So there's going to be some liquidity, so you're going to be able to get some Pulse. That'll probably be the easiest thing for you to do. That's what I would recommend. Don't go buy Link and try to dump Link on day one, because there's a lot of people that have Link. They're gonna sell it for Pulse, their Pulse version. So if you do have Pulse, if you did sacrifice for Pulse Chain, and you did sacrifice for Pulse X, the best thing you could do is don't touch anything. Go on Pulse X and stake it. If Pulse X launches on day one, and it should, go to Pulse X and stake it. You'll be fine. Just stake it for 2 years. If you're not a millionaire already and you want to be one, get your stuff and stake it. Forget about it. Don't try to play the trading game. You're going to get wrecked. Carbs are impossible to avoid. Yeah. Dude, I came back. We're on the flight. We're on the KLM flight coming back, and I'm trying to buckle my belt. I had to pull tight. When I left, I didn't have to pull tight. Just went snap. Simple. On the way back, I pull, and I'm like, oh shit, how much weight did I gain? Keep us grounded during the bear market. Yeah. I'm always optimistic, guys. There's always opportunities. Like right now, we've got the Hedron opportunity. What are the benefits of the Panama passport if you're still a U.S. citizen? My family could travel together. Tell you guys a quick story. On the trip, our first month was in the UK. So I fly into London, and because the UK is not part of the EU anymore, I had to go through customs going into London. The border agent, wherever they're called in the UK, took our passports. He looked at our passports, and the first thing out of his mouth was, how come you have an American passport and they are Panamanian? If I had a Panamanian passport, I wouldn't have to deal with that shit, right? So I didn't like that comment. My wife wanted to beat his ass. Kisses, Lucy, kisses. That's Heather. That's Jeff's dog, Lucy. She's a little Chihuahua. Tacos and kisses, yes. Good to hear you've given up sugar. I'm trying to give up bread, but I'm finding it hard. Yeast is so bad for you. I never knew, man. Yeah. I don't have problems with bread. I did when I was in Italy, but back home, no. I'm a meat guy, man. I love my steaks. I love my sausages. I know sausage isn't the best, but I still love my sausage. Followed Jeff for quite some time. Yeah. I have no ill will against Jeff. I just wish he would have supported me a little bit more in the whole Hex thing, instead of staying quiet and let the whole team just shit on us. Buy Hex for the double, then sell half for Pulse. Then you still have half your Hex. Yeah, still have Hex. It's the same value you put in. Genius. If it works out, it'll be genius. What do you think is the best play right now of all your options? I think over the next couple of weeks, we're going to see a run up in Hex and Maxi because of the Maxi perpetuals that are launching on Monday. So they're not launching, but you're able to start sending in your Hex and start sending in your Maxi. So I think that's the next move. We just had the Hedron pump. I do not believe just aping into Hedron right now is the good move. I think it's up 20x or something. It's a good way of getting wrecked, because there's a lot of people out there that get Hex for free. Lights out. A couple other people in here. Any moment we can decide, I'm going to sell 1 billion Hedron or 10 billion Hedron. There's people that are much bigger than me, and they could sell 100 billion like that. It's going to drop the price a whole bunch. So I'll be careful with Hedron. But I think the next play is going to be Hex. The next run up over the next couple weeks is going to be Hex, and Maxi might have a nice run too. Right now, Maxi is 2.3 Hex per Maxi. And that's an all-time high for that. Also, research bottled water. A lot of companies, mostly Dasani, are legally killing you. Please research water companies. Some are good, but a lot are reducing your lifespan. Totally agree. I hated it when we were in Europe. I'd ask for glass as much as I can. We have a water distiller, and I also have a Berkey. So if you guys don't have a Berkey, I highly recommend you get one. They're available on Amazon, a couple $100, and you can filter your water. You do not want to drink water out of the tap. The problem with water out of the tap is that it's fluoridated. Now, if you really want to avoid the fluoridation, you have to distill it. And I know a lot of people have this thing that, oh, if you drink distilled water, it's not going to have any minerals. Well, you can buy minerals to add to your water. They're totally available, like $10. You get a big bottle. It's like a liter of minerals, and you just put it back in. It's going to be more than was in the water out of the tap. So get rid of your fluoride toothpaste. I'm not a dentist, but believe me, fluoride dumbs you down. There's a reason why the NAZIs loved it, and they put it in the prisons and everything to calm the population, because it messes with your pineal gland. I don't know how you say pineal gland. So yeah, a lot of stuff out there. This is a deep dive. Okay, so TikTok's great for this. Go into TikTok and type in fluoride. You can get a full education on fluoride. Probably more than you ever wanted to hear. Mr. Prophet 74 says my birthday. Happy birthday. Maxi, I'm not saying Maxi's going to do great, but Hex, if you believe that the Maximus group, what these guys are doing with other coins is great, check into Maxi. But I think Hex is probably going to be the better play, because people are going to take Hex and they're going to throw it at these perpetuals. Beef is good. I've heard people going on all beef diet, not lost weight, lost weight, but it cleansed their body also. They call it the carnivore diet. Yep, I know all about it. I was on it for a while, and but you also got to do liver, and I love liver. My wife hates it, but I was having liver like 3 times a week for breakfast. I felt so good during that time. Still recovering from my trip though. Question, Randy. Only SAC for PulseX, not Pulse. Going to swap some liquid hex and USDC for Pulse over a 3-month period. Your thoughts? Only SAC for going to swap liquid hex and USDC over for Pulse. Yeah, that's a DCA. That's exactly what I'm saying to do. If you we're not able to sacrifice your Pulse chain, that's a smart way, because you're probably going to have that big pump, and then it's going to dump, just like Hedron did. Big pump, then a dump. It's going to give you an opportunity to get in. 2 weeks. 2 weeks for what, Hexamus? Oh yeah. for PP token. Are you into GameFi? Not really, but Burke Glover mentioned, I think it was the other night, he was mentioning, what was the name of it? I'll be able to get it. Pulling on my phone. Got to go into my FTX. Illuvium. Illuvium is a good GameFi play, in my opinion. It looks interesting. And also, I like Ediverse. Ediverse is another one that's games and NFTs and stuff. But all those, I think, those kind of tokens, you're going to have they're the last ones that are going to really recover. It's you have time, so I would put your energy into the Pulse chain ecosystem right now, and worry about that right now, because you're going to have another year, at least another year, I think, of a bear market. So you're going to have time to start accumulating those as the prices continue to drop. I want to be safe with your water. Repipe your home, and if you have galvanized pipes, don't look at them when they pull them out, or you'll vomit. Yeah, they're disgusting. My stepfather was he worked at the Rochester Water Authority when I was growing up. He used to tell me all kinds of stuff, the stuff that they find in the pipes. Damn knowledge bombs left to right. Thank you, buddy. Have you thought about buying some metaverse real estate in the sandbox at rock bottom prices? No, I have not. Like I said, these are things that I believe that we have another year. I don't think that we're going back into a bull market right away. Pulse chain ecosystem will. I think that the opportunity for the Pulse chain ecosystem is much smaller than the opportunity for the metaverse, because the metaverse, it's more of a traditional market play. So it's much bigger than crypto. So we have to wait for those things to recover before that money starts going in. Like the VCs and all that, first they're going to get hit, right? They're all going to be hurting, and then it's going to take them a year to recover, and then their money is going to start flowing in. That's what I think is going to happen, my personal opinion. But Pulse Chain, it's here now. It's coming. Richard, just press the button, buddy. I also miss both Sachs and DCing. DCA 70% pulse X, 30% pulse. Perfect. And, you know, I sacrificed much larger for pulse X than I did pulse chain. I think pulse X would have been better if all the fees from the transactions went and market bought X. He couldn't do that though, because he could have, but he would have limited the scope of pulse X. And there's a lot of people out there that don't like Hex. They'll like it a lot more when it's $10, right? But when we launch Pulse Chain, we want to be, I hate using this word, inclusive of everybody. I'll take this going to be good too. Yeah, exactly. Just seems to me like Hex is underperforming because of all the sells into stuff like Hedron, PLSD. I'm not selling my stuff for Hedron. I'm selling my Hedron for other stuff. It's free money. It's like a continuous airdrop. The OGs are getting a continuous airdrop and lets them diversify. So, you know, I think it's an amazing opportunity. And if people like my friend who I got in, I think it was back in, Hadron had been out for about 2 weeks, and I had him do a whole bunch of HSI stakes. And he's got a bunch of Hedron. Plus, he went out and bought a bunch of liquid Hedron. He doesn't mint it as Hedron because he doesn't care. He's like, Randy, I'm going to wait. Good, wait. But he's so happy right now. Yeah, I'm doing the opposite. I'm selling Hedron to buy other stuff. I would not be buying Hedron at these prices. Sorry. I know it might hurt some feelings. Be kind, smash the like button. Pretty please, and thank you. Thank you, Bobby. All right, guys. Well, it's way past. We went an hour and 7 minutes tonight. Thank you so much. And I will be back tomorrow night for 22 days until Shmita. Yeah. Time's going quick. Thank you, everybody. Cheers.